So in 2018, my three kids and I went to a pool party in South Owasso, and by the end of the party, my 4-year-old son Evan fatally drowned in an in-ground hot tub. And it was a moment of me thinking he was in a shallow area when he wasn't, and going to meet a new mom. So my supervision was between the two, and it just was so fast. And after that happened, of course we were devastated. But then we found out that there was a swim instructor in the area, JoAnna Gilkey, teaching ISR, and we had never heard of that before. And she was offering, I think it was scholarship lessons or reduced lessons actually at the time for the children of our school, because many of them had been there and witnessed everything. So she offered that as a healing gesture, which was very kind of her. Yeah. So after a few months of processing his death, I reached out to her to get my daughter Ruby enrolled, who at the time was 5. And after 6 weeks of watching Ruby go from she could have just sunk to owning the whole pool, I said, JoAnna, this is incredible. I can't believe more people don't know about you. And can we go on the newspaper or on the news? And she was like, okay. So we started just getting the word out as much as we could. And it was a very healing process for our family to go through that with her.
I'm really fortunate that Amy will share her story, because a lot of parents won't. You know, the criticism that comes with parents sharing their story is appalling. You know, if I always say to parents, has your child ever written on a wall? Have they ever painted their fingernails? Have they ever gotten into your lipstick? Like, that's the amount of time it takes for them to drown. So when you go to criticize a parent who's had a fatal drowning, it could have been your child. You should be thanking them for sharing their story, because it's through their pain that they're trying to save your own child. Absolutely. So I'm really fortunate that she's able to, go forward and share it. And we all are fortunate to have her sharing that story, because, I know personally, I believe I've taught every student that was at that pool party that day. Mm-hmm. And there were quite a few. About how many kids do you think were there that day?
Each mom had almost 3 kids apiece.
Yeah. So I know all of that's because of Evan, and I know all of that's because of Amy. I don't know how many times we'll do an interview and then I'll get a phone call that said, I heard the interview, and because of Amy's story, I want to sign up my child. Yeah, I had a list. I got so long. I was keeping track of everyone that came to me and said, because of Evan, I'm here. Oh. And I actually had her shirt made at one point that had all the names on the back of it. But I mean, there are so many now and now that there are 3 instructors in the area, yeah. I'm sure that they have tons of people that come because of you. So,
well, what a wonderful legacy for Evan.
Right. So I can promote it all I want, and I can say my daughter did it. I know it's worth it. But when they hear it from her, it really impacts them, and then they go ahead and sign up. Like I always say, I can teach any child, but I cannot make every parent sign up.